Greetings, fellow adventurers. I am Shadow Ronin, your JRPG Ronin. Today, we are journeying to unravel the stories of 7 unique characters who defy the traditional mold of villains. Instead of relishing in pure malevolence or seeking amusement like this mysterious clown, see that Kafka. These antagonists build complicated backgrounds and motivations that invite us to empathize with their quests.
You are a bad guy, but this does not mean you're a bad guy.
Let's dive deep into what made these people turn eventually. Spoiler warning alert ahead. If you plan on playing or currently playing Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy XIV, Legend of Heroes Trail series, including Trails in the Sky, Trails of Zero, and Azure, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Persona 5 Royale, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Tales of the Abyss, please use the pause button to avoid spoilers. Check out the video's timestamps and descriptions to avoid learning too much about the villain's story. Now let's start with number 7. Kuja, the flamboyant and ruthless villain of Final Fantasy IX, presents an intriguing blend of cruelty and unexpected sympathy in his character. Created as a genome by Garland, the ruler of Terra, Kuja's initial purpose was to assist in Garland's plan to swap Gaia's souls for Terra's. However, Garland found Kuja difficult to control and sought a new genome, leading Kuja to discover that he was being replaced. In a fit of anger and desire to insert his importance, Kuja not only takes the newly created genome but abandons it on Gaia. This act of defiance angers Garland, who in turn exiles Kuja to Gaia as well. Hurt by these actions, Kuja sought to gain power to challenge Garland and prove that he's more than enough. To do this, Kuja creates the black magic dolls that to him are soulless puppets, something he fears as well, as both were created to be used by others. From the midst of Gaia, initially detached from them, Kuja becomes fascinated by Vivi, one such doll that develops emotions and life, and can trance, something that Kuja cannot do. However, Kuja plans a quest as Garland discovers his actions and uses the power that he gains against him. Angered, he sees other means to strike back, and he finally gains the power he wanted. Kuja confronts Garland and learns that his short lifespan and the fact that he's deemed a failure in Garland's eyes. At this, his pride and his identity is shattered, as his creator dismisses him as nothing more than a puppet. At this revelation, his pride and his identity is shattered, coupled with the influence of the consumed souls, which compels Kuja to express genuine emotion for the first time. Sadly, these emotions fill him with anger and twist his mind, believing that if he must die, everything must die with him. Upon his defeat, his final words to his brother Zayden brings out the rest of him, a being that was nothing but a puppet who wanted to show his creator he was more. Number 6. Malos, an Aegis weapon whose only equal is his sister Aegis Mytha, was born to be a weapon to be used by others, but the grapples with the nature of his existence and the lack of control over his purpose in life. Aegis weapons are powerful blades, but they're still blades and are influenced by the ones who host them. Malos, bound by the driver Matthias, finds perspective from humanity distorted by his driver's deep-seated hatred for mankind, prompting Malos to question the authenticity of his destructive inclinations and whether they are an inherent part of him or merely a byproduct of loyalty, the poison root that affects the rest of the tree. In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we meet Malos, who has lost his Aegis powers due to his core being damaged. His past calls us for Jin, a fellow Braid, who solves his fading driver to keep his memories. Providing comfort amidst a shared sense of displacement, together they come to terms with the harsh reality of their existence, feeling estranged from the world they inhabit. Driven by a longing for purpose, Malos becomes obsessed with finding the architect, the entity responsible for his creation. When they finally meet, Malos asks the architect whether his actions are his own or influenced by someone else's design. The architect quickly responds hints as a shared responsibility, leaving Malos to gripe with the weight of his choices. In the end, Malos decides to destroy everything, believing that it will bring about a new world where he does not have to be a force of destruction. However, Rex makes him realize he's more than a being of chaos and destruction, and Malos acknowledges his faults and beauty of the world he sought to destroy. He entrusts the future to Rex, Pyra, and Mytha before fading away. Number 5. Edelgard von Reisfeld is a central character in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. He's a complex figure, and her actions can be interpreted in various ways depending on the player's choices throughout the game. To fully grasp her motive and the depths of her character, you need to play her well, and at least one of the others. As a child, Eargot underwent agonizing experience, enduring painful quest experiments conducted by a secretive group known as those who slither in the dark. These experiments resulted in her becoming the sole survivor among her siblings, with her hair turning white and her lifespan shortened. This experience, combined with her already low opinion of the quest symptom in Florida, makes her despise the way society places importance on these quests and how they determine a person's status and wealth. In the game, quests are magical symbols that grant special powers and abilities to individuals. They are often associated with nobility and passed down through bloodlines. Eargot believes that the quest system is a source of inequality, leading to discrimination and social hierarchy, and that dismantling it is essential for creating a more just and equal society. Eargot's character draws conclusion to La Luche Viva la Britannia from Code Geass, as they both share a belief that the current social system must be changed. Fueled by these ideas, they both take on personas to complete their agendas. Eargot's persona was the Flame Emperor. During her academy days, she used this persona to attack the church and commit crimes against those who side with the church. If you side with her, you will be witness to some of these crimes yourself. Sadly, that mass shatters at the end of her school days. With the persona gone, she declares war on the rest of Florida, believing that if a change has happened, she will be the one to usher it in. This is the way she goes about her war, which allows her to be received as a villain by the world around her. A tragic element added to Eargot's story is that unless the players follow her specific route, she does not surrender peacefully. While facing Blythe for Dimitri, she meets her demise, emphasizing the cost of her relentless pursuit of change. In the end, Eargot's actions were driven by desire for change, cast her as a villain in the eyes of the world around her. Number 4. Luc von Faber, also known as Ash, was abducted and replaced with a replica as a child. He then fell into the clutches of Van Grant, who molded him into a formidable soldier, instilling a deep sense of loyalty and duty. Upon escaping, Ash returns home to only discover he's been replaced in the eyes of his family, a devastating blow that left profound emotional scars. Haunted by the experience of being replaced, Ash's psyche teetered on the edge of collapse. Desperate for belonging, he gravitated back to Van's side, unknowingly entangled in his sinister plans for the world. When he meets his replica again, he is cold, unfeeling to everything, mad at the world that let his fate take over his entire life. However, as he unravels the true intent of Van's agenda to replace the world with replicas, Ash's loyalties wavers. The revelations forces him to confront the existence crisis of his dual existence, both as the original and as a pawn in Van's grand scheme. As he sets out to thwart Van's plan on his own, Ash forges unlikely alliances with his replica, allowing him to reconnect with individuals from his past as she gripes with fragmented memories and emotional barriers. Yet over time, Ash found solace and worth in the company of those he once left behind. Tragically, Ash's quest for redemption was cut short when he was recaptured by Van. After a climactic battle against his replica, Ash sacrifices himself to provide the crucial information to halt Van's submission. Morally wounded, he shares a poignant final exchange with his counterpart before succumbing to his injuries. Number 3. The man known by many names in Final Fantasy lore, such as the Ancient, Hades, Emmett Selch, or to most people in the world of Ryoja, Solus Vos Ganves, is the founding emperor of Garlandmind and one of the leaders of the Ascians, the main antagonist in Final Fantasy XIV. Compared to the other Ascians, he comes off as a talkative and eccentric. He has an unwavering conviction in the balance between light and dark, which reveals a profound perspective on nature of existence. Despite his role as an antagonist, players are often drawn to his dynamic charm and natural proudness. His interactions with the player reveals a layer of complexity, showcasing moments of empathy and vulnerability amidst his grand schemes. Although his dialogue, Emmett Selch invites players to ponder the deeper mysteries of the universe, challenging the perceptions and provoking introspection. Beneath Emmett Selch's cheerful facade lies the burden of centuries, a weight born from the loss of his people, a deep-seated resentment towards Hydraland and her champions. As an ancient, he bore witness to the downfall of his world and the emergence of Zodiac and Hydraland, fostering within him a sincere longing to restore his shattered homeland to its former glory. This desire, fueled by his conviction and the necessity of balance, propels him forward, compelling him to pursue his goals relentlessly regardless of the cost. To Emmett Selch, the other races of the world are but echoes of the vibrant civilization he once knew, serving as a constant reminder of what was lost. Yet amidst his unwavering determination, moments of introspection reveals cracks in his confident facade, exposing glimpses of regret and doubt. Those internal conflicts add layers to his character, blurring the lines between heroism and villainy. Number 2. In Persona 5, Taro Miyuki is introduced as a counselor to the students of the school where some of the Persona crew go to. Initially, he's not portrayed as a villain. As you progress through his social links, you learn about his past and help him finish his research on the cognitive world. His girlfriend Yumi became catatonic after a break-in that resulted in her parents' death. This traumatic event caused him to awaken his persona and rewrite her memories, including erasing her memories of their relationship. This event sparked his research into the cognitive world, which was later stolen by Mayoshi Shido. Miyuki opened his clinic to help alleviate his patients' suffering using his powers, including brainwashing Shumei into believing she was her sister. When Yabeth merges Mentos with reality on the day of the awakening, Miyuki's persona becomes tangible for the first time, allowing him to use his powers on a bigger scale. He becomes convinced that with his powers, he could save mankind from all suffering. To this end, he takes advantage of the Phantom Thieves' wishes to create a new, idealized reality in which all dreams come true. At first, the Phantom Thieves fall for it, but they soon realize that his reality is fake and investigate how the world came to be. They discover Miyuki in his palace, where he brainwashes patients into believing they have found true happiness. Confronted by the Phantom Thieves, he questions why they are fighting when everything they wish for could come true, eliminating suffering. However, the Phantom Thieves believe that their suffering, although not wished for, has made them better people. Hearing the rejection, Miyuki breaks down and admits that he's running from reality because it's too painful. He believes that every person deserves to escape it, but the Phantom Thieves argue that facing hardships is an essential for personal growth. After being defeated in battle, Miyuki becomes a taxi driver seeking redemption. Miyuki is portrayed as a tormented and sorrowful man in Persona 5, unable to cope with his grief, driven by his desires to spare others from similar pain. He becomes convinced that wasting all grief is a solution, obvious of the fact that it hinders personal growth, because he only recognized that necessity of facing hardships after his defeat, reflecting the personal growth he's denied others. The final conversation with the protagonist becomes a collective release of Miyuki's inner frustrations, granting him the solace he needs to move forward. Number 1. Winway Hayworth, later on known as Winway Bright, was once an innocent child caught in the whirlwinds of her parents' debts and the sinister machinations of the DG cult. Emerged from her traumatic ordeal as a complex figure in the world of Zemria. Despite her tender age, Winway's experience had aged her soul beyond her years. Left scars by the experiments of the DG cult were not just physical, but psychological, imprinting upon her a deep-seated distrust of the world and those who inhabit it. The betrayal by her parents, who left her in the care of a supposed friend only be taken by the cult, fully solidified her belief that compassion and empathy were weaknesses to be exploited. Despite her outwardly strong demeanor, Winway's heart remains burdened by the weight of her past. Yet beneath the facade of coldness and ruthlessness lay the shadowy remnants of a little girl who longed for warmth of parental love and the innocence of youth stolen from her. Within the ranks of Ouroboros, Winway found a sense of belonging she never had experienced before. As Enforcer 15, the Angel of Slaughter, Winway embraced her role with chilling determination, using her enhanced intelligence and the formidable power of the Goddess-class technical organism unit Paramata to carry out the organization's will without hesitation. Her fellow enforcers became her comrades in arms, bound together by a shared sense of purpose and the unspoken understanding of the darkness that dwelled within each of them. However, amidst the chaos of battle and the thrill of victory, there were moments within Winway's resolve wavered, and the cracks in her armor revealed the vulnerable child lurking beneath the surface. During one such moment of weakness, Winway is offered a chance at redemption, but fear and distrust held her back, whispering lies of betrayal and abandonment in her ear. And so she turned away from the outstretched hand of forgiveness, choosing instead to embrace the familiar comfort of solitude and self-reliance. Yet fate has a way of intervening in the most unexpected ways. When Winway partners and confident Paramata stood by her side in the darkest hour, and saw she turned away a second time, he pushed her forward to the arms that embraced her with warmth and comfort that she's lost. With the support of a newfound family among the Brights, Runway embarks on a path of self-discovery and healing, embracing the light that had long endured her aghast. Thank you for watching this video about 7 sympathetic villains in JRPGs. From the flamboyant Kuja to the tormented Miyuki, each antagonist reveals layers of complexity and depth, inviting us to explore the intricacies of their motivation and struggles. In the games you've played, which villain left the deepest impression on you, and how has it influenced your perspective on morality and redemption in storytelling? Leave a comment below with an answer, and if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like it, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Additionally, don't forget to join me on Twitch, where I stream JRPGs 4 to 5 days a week. Link in the description below. Your support means the world to me. I look forward to seeing you in the next stream or video. Thank you.